Royal family, coming at you with the overhead view of the piles. So for pile one, we have the Wheel of the Year Tarot and that beautiful magenta butterfly. Pile number two, we have the New Vision Tarot and that green butterfly. And pile number three, we have the Chrysalis Tarot and that orange multicolored butterfly. Now, please listen to the intro because I'm also going to tell you what other things come with this reading. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Royal family, welcome to my channel. I am the pick a card Empress, and today we are looking at what have they realized. We're going to be looking at what have they realized about this connection, what have they realized about themselves, their thoughts and feelings for you. We get some significators, we get some advice, and then in the extended, if you do choose to go to the extended, we have these vibe bags here. Now each vibe bag has some storytelling cubes. Let me see if I can show you what those are. Like these. So we're going to see what message, what your person wants you to know right now using those storytelling cubes. We also have some 3D messages from your person in there. I have some Scrabble tiles, so we'll see what message comes through the Scrabble tiles. I have some charms. We are going to go into Magic Calabash and see who has crossed over that has a message for you about this connection. Before we get into further introducing the cards, I just want to let you know that some of you would have noticed that I hadn't posted in a while, like 5 months to be exact. And that's because I was just wrapping up the tail end of my doctorate. And I was spread way too thin with doing that, posting on Made for Love, and posting on Pick a Card Empress. So I had to choose. And unfortunately, Pick a Card Empress had to go on the back burner because I choose to stay true to the reason why I came on this journey in the first place, and that was to channel messages for the twin flame community. So I had to prioritize Made for Love and my doctorate. But now that my doctorate is out of the way, we are restarting this channel, so you're going to get regular readings. Okay, I can't promise you multiple readings a week, but certainly you get regular readings. Okay, and we won't have that 5 months hiatus once again. So let me introduce the piles. You would have seen the overhead view, but I'm showing you the boxes because sometimes the boxes do help. So the first deck is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. We have the magenta butterfly and this vibe bag. So maybe you can choose by the vibe bag as well, even though you're not going to the extended, right? The second pile is the Tarot of the New Vision. Oh, this is actually the front of it here. This green butterfly. And this blue vibe bag. And the third pile is the Chrysalis Tarot. I call this one like a carnival butterfly, very flamboyant. And this vibes bag. Okay, so do your thing, pick your pile, and we're going to be back to see what has your person realized. See you in a bit. Hey Power One, welcome to your reading. And if you chose the Wheel of the Year Tarot and this magenta butterfly, this is going to be the reading for you. All right, so before we go into what have they realized, let's get some significators for your person. I'll be using 2 decks to do that. The first one is the Healing Cards, the Conspiracy deck by Chuck Pisano, and the next one is the Symbolon Tarot, Symbolon Oracle for the next significator. All right, so let's have a look here. Underneath the deck, we have the energy of sacrifice. And it's a card number 39, and 39 reduced to 12. And 12, of course, is the hangman, higher perspective, different perspective. And what this person is realizing, right, is that, they have made a lot of sacrifices for other people and have prioritized others people's needs and have taken on other people's burdens that aren't theirs to carry. Okay, so we have someone who may have some kind of Martha complex. Okay, so they take on all these responsibilities, and then they end up feeling very resentful over those responsibilities that they took on voluntarily. Okay, so it is the energy of the people pleaser. So it's someone who has been programmed to please, and they love the attention and energy that they get from pleasing, but at the same time, they resent the burden that is put on upon them by the things that they do in order to please others. Okay, so we're looking at a pretty complex and complicated individual. They are now beginning to understand who they really are and what really makes them tick. So let's get a significator for the energy generally. We have the shadow. Okay, so facing their inner demons and fears. So one of the reasons why a person was a people pleaser is because they have a lot of anxiety. Okay, they have a lot of anxiety about being rejected. They have a lot of anxiety about being abandoned. They have a lot of anxiety about being judged. They have anxiety about being seen, and then they have anxiety about not getting enough attention, and it just goes on and on. So, it's generalized anxiety, but validation from others is like a soothing balm to this person. So I wouldn't call them an energy vampire, but certainly there is an aspect of energy vampirism that your person indulges in from time to time. But what I get here is that they are doing some shadow work, and they are facing these these fears head on. Okay, so that they don't have to indulge in their own addictions, people pleasing, validation, in order to feel good about themselves, in order to ease the anxiety that they feel. Okay, so doing a shadow work, they're facing their inner demons, they're facing their fears, because they know that they can no longer, this model that they have going on, this people pleasing model, in order to feel good, they're realizing it's not sustainable. Okay, so they're doing shadow work. Okay, and the more they do shadow work is the more balance that they achieve between their masculine, we have 4 here, the Emperor, and the feminine energies, the High Priestess, that card with number 2. All right, and of course 42 reduces to 6, so this is all about love, self-love. Okay, beautiful. Let's see that. Ooh, tower moment. Or maybe that's the box is not good. Okay, I'm gonna lean it like that. It needs support. It needs support. I think this person is missing your support, and I think the energy that you gave them was propping up their ego. So you're one of those that they used as supply. Their energy towards your symbol on. Feeling like a clown. That's a song my dad used to sing. God, what is that song? Oh yes, I'm the great pretender. Ooh, ooh. And then there's a part where he talks about feeling like a clown or something like that. I'm pretty sure that is the name of it. So if you look up that sound, that's the sound that I heard in my mind. So they are feeling a lot of regret for pretending, not showing you their true self. A lot of ego, bravado. They had this whole act going on here, right? And they may have even made fun of you, just for the validation of others. Um, it's just someone who sold themselves out, sold out their heart, in order to be admired and in order to be center stage. That's what I get. So it looks like they have they're locked or trapped in some kind of web, of their own making, of their own design, and just feeling sorry for themselves. A lot of regret here. All right, let's have a look. Oh, energy towards you. All right, what do we have here? I still get them like looking back on the past and seeing how they may have sold you out and sold out this connection again, just to like maybe keep up with the Joneses. Okay, because what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing two upper class men. Okay, there's this girl that's being persecuted in the back. Her head is in the stocks. She is being judged by others. Okay, and they're not willing to intervene or help because they want to maintain their status. They want to maintain their friend group. And maybe this is what happened with you and your person. They weren't willing to stick their neck out. Okay, and claim you publicly, maybe claim you publicly, or they may have even made fun of you, joined others making fun of you, so that they can secure their status either within their family or maybe even at work or in society. There's something about you being an outcast or different that they didn't want to align themselves to, and they just allowed you to burn and shoulder a lot of blame instead of coming forward and declaring their feelings, declaring their true self. I see, this is a dog that's usually on the Fool card, which is representing a spirit guide. And the spirit guide is there acting as their conscience and looking again accusingly like, aren't you going to do something? And they're just like, I'm not seeing you, right? So even though their conscience was pricking them about what they were doing, selling out this connection, selling out this love, maybe even gossiping about you, spreading lies about you, for a long time, they were able to just try to ignore their feelings, that what their conscience was telling them, what their intuition was telling them, because they were just focused on numero uno. Okay, so this one, like, so it's the same energy of regret that we got before, right? They really play the fool with you, your heart, and they may have even tried to sabotage you. They certainly sabotage this connection, but they may have tried to sabotage you as well in order to look good. Okay. Let's get their thoughts and feelings about you at this time. Let me put the butterfly here. Well, this person in transformation, so they need that butterfly energy right now. Underneath the deck, we have, what is this? The Six of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, they were breadcrumbing you, and I think they might have been hiding this relationship as well. There's something about this relationship that was secret. Okay, the moon is featured here, so there's something, maybe some kind of secret love situationship, some kind of shit like that, right? But there's something about secret, them breadcrumbing you and them realizing now that they did not treat you fairly at all. And perhaps you didn't treat yourself fairly either. Right? Remember, everybody around us and everything around us is reflecting back to us ourselves. Right? So maybe you didn't treat yourself fairly. Okay? All right. Let's look at their thoughts about you and this connection at this time. thoughts. We have the Hierophant in reverse. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. I feel for some of you there's a third party here, because Queen of Wands in reverse is a karmic energy. We have the World. And we have the Six of Swords. I feel for you. I feel for I think for most of you, to be honest. I think there is somebody else in this mix. Now, this somebody else could be an intimate partner. This somebody else could be an interfering family member or family members. Okay. And for others, it may be like an interfering boss. Now, the energy of the Queen of Wands in reverse is someone who is spiritually or religious, or practices spiritual or religious abuse. So they use either spirituality or religion to control other people, whether it's through spell work or whether it's through like using doctrine to control others. Okay. The energy of the Queen of Wands in reverse is also someone who has anger management issues. They're very dysregulated. It's also someone who might be sexually exploitative. They use sex to control others. The energy of the Queen of Wands in reverse is someone who might be physically abusive. Okay, but a real busybody. All right. And they're never minding their own business. They're always minding other people's business. So it feels like there's somebody or people like that in your person's life. And these people or persons may hold very traditional viewpoints, or a person could even be married. So I see here the Hierophant, which is a contract card in reverse. So what are they thinking about? You know that song, Usher, You Make Me Wanna Leave the One I'm With to start a relationship with you? That's the song that's playing now. So it feels like what they're thinking about is leaving something behind or someone behind. It might be old doctrine or dogma behind. It might be programming behind, because Hierophant also represents programming and the traditional, right? It might be leaving traditional viewpoints behind. And why I say leave behind, because we have the Six of Swords, and Six of Swords is about leaving things behind, leaving outdated things behind, especially outdated thoughts, right? So it feels like there's something that they are shedding in order to move closer to you. It feels like there's something that they know must end, whether it is their way of thinking, their way of life, the way of their tribe, the things that they used to do, their habits, their addictions. There's something that they need to end and lock off and heal in order to move towards you. And that is what they're dealing with right now. Let's get some emotions. So feelings, nothing more than feelings, right? Maybe this person is also deeply connected to music. I don't know. All right, we have option 2. It says choosing from several options. So your person, they know they have to make a choice at this time, and it feels like they're choosing to move on and have a new experience. Okay, whatever they were doing before, I think they're recognizing that it's not working. So let's see their feelings for you. Proud, right? Let me get all the rest of cards, because I know proud can be also mean evil, but I don't think so. We like how I want to feel solving a problem. They want you to be proud of them. We have hopeful, and we see the seeds being planted here. And in fact, it's 7 seeds, so it's like a seven of Pentacles vibe, which is investment. And then we also have hateful. Okay, they want to know if you hate them, if you're still holding grudges against them. This is someone who recognizing that, you know, when they were dealing with you, they were not their best self. They didn't care about you or your feelings. Okay, and they didn't treat you well, right? So they want to know if you still harbor denser energies where they are concerned. And they also want you to know if, you know, like if you're vengeful, if you just want them to come back to you so that you could break up with them, or it's that kind of energy. Okay, now they are hopeful that they can jumpstart this connection, and start afresh. We have the Seven of Pentacles here, and this is someone who wants you to be proud of them, because they certainly are proud of you and proud to be with you. I feel like for some of you, you always got the impression that your person was ashamed to be with you, or ashamed to claim you. But this is not the energy that they're in right now. This is someone who idolizes you. Okay? And they want you to have that same sort of respect and regard for them. They want you to be proud of them. This is very important to your person. They want you to be proud of them. They want you to be proud to be with them. Okay? So they're trying to figure out what's the best way to navigate this. At this time, we have problem solving. Okay, because they want to choose a different path. They want to do a course correct, but they want to know as well, like, is it going to be worth it? Because what if I do this course correct and you hate their fucking guts? You understand? So this is where they're at. Now, let's look at what have they realized about this connection. You and this connection, what have they realized about you and this connection? We have the King of Cups in reverse. We have Temperance in reverse. We have Four of Swords. And we have Ten of Swords. What have they realized about you and this connection? They realize that they sabotage this. They killed this. They killed this with their betrayal, with their lies. It looks like there was a lot of lies being told here. Okay. And it looks like this person was pretty unstable. We have the Temperance in reverse, and we also have the King of Cups in reverse. And the King of Cups in reverse, to me, is the covert narcissist. Okay. So it looks like a lot of narcissistic behavior here, a lot of emotional manipulation. You know, it's like it's the energy of a puppet master. Okay. Trying to get things done in the shadows, trying to manipulate one, they're using people like pawns. Okay, I'm going to make this move, and then they're going to make that move. Like, it's like master of the chessboard, but it feels like they outplayed themselves, right? They outplayed themselves and they lost you. Okay. And this is something that they wish they could take back. They wish they could have a do-over. And what they're focused on right now they're looking back at the past a lot. And that's why they're seeing where they went wrong, right? But their energy and their focus now is on rebuilding this relationship and trying to heal, because we have the Four of Swords here, the wounds that were created. They think that they killed this. They killed this connection. They think that they killed this with them. It seems like lies, okay? And the little machinations. I'm getting the energy of the puppet master, right? Those people who feel they're brighter than everybody else, they're smarter than everybody else, right? And they're just, operating behind the scenes, right? They know how people tick, and they just take advantage of that. That is the energy that I'm getting here. And it's because they were disconnected from their emotional body and disconnected from their heart space, because that's the King of Cups in reverse. He's not connected to his heart space. He's forgotten the connection with his emotional body. There's just too much trauma there. So he focuses on the mind. And it looks like this person's mind can come up with a lot of ways to hurt others. What have they realized about themselves? We have the Emperor. Okay, so they're realizing who they really are now. So it looks like they've re-established this connection with their intuition. See, it's a shadow work they're doing with their intuition and with their divine masculine energy. So with their intuition, divine feminine energy, with their divine masculine energy here. And divine masculine energy is about the use of power in a fashion that reflects integrity and concern for others. So this is what they're doing now. What have they realized about themselves? Well, they're truly divine masculine energy. This person that they were before was just a distorted aspect of self. Eight of Wands in reverse, and that they've been stuck in that energy, and certainly it was a prison of their own making for a long time. Two of Wands, they're ready for a new experience, and Ace of Pentacles, they can make it happen, right? They're not stuck, they're not lost. There's this beautiful new beginning. They can turn over a new leaf. They can reinvent themselves, like Cher, right? They have the power to do that. They realize that they can transform their life, and they can transform their life by transforming themselves. So that's why they're so focused on the shadow, because this is the key to the new beginning that they want to have. This new relationship with themselves, and this new relationship that they want to have with you. That's what I get. Okay. All right. Let's get some advice. What is the advice for you at this time? So in the extended, we're going to the vibes bag. We're going to look at what do they want you to know. What's the most important message that they want you to know? What's the message for you? Using those story cubes, we'll get them 3D messages using some oracle decks. With charms, we have scrabble tiles. And then we go into magic calabash and see who has crossed over that wants to give you a message about this connection. We have here a hidden gift. And this is what they were doing. They were really hiding their light. Behind all that density, behind all that narcissism, they were really hiding who they are. But it looks like you are also hiding aspects of yourself. It says a hidden gift. Sadness, an ending, and a new beginning. So the gift in this ending, it looks like, is that there's a resurgence of the true self. Okay, you for you and for your person. There's a lot of wisdom that is being downloaded. Things had to come to a halt and end. The old dynamic of your relationship had to end in order for this new beginning to ground, to land. What is the message here? It says lost. It says grief, sadness, and resurrection. And it looks like, looks like this, right? There's this death energy. This person is in the graveyard, but certainly the moon still rises, the moon still shines. So there's always hope. Let's read what this lost card is all about. All right, loss card number 20. It's an awakening. This loss had to occur for your person to wake up, and for you too. This card signifies a loss or disappointment of some kind. Perhaps a hope or a dream that you had now seems destined to fail, or perhaps someone you love moves away, or a partnership seems likely to end. Yet this card also signifies resurrection, which means that the perceived loss will either not eventuate, or what you lose will be returned to you in a new way or a new form. Gaia, the Earth Mother, oversees the whole event. Feel a loving guidance this very moment. She is here for you and will never leave you, for Gaia and you are one eternally. The wheels of life keep turning. Life is never still, yet every transformation turns the wheel a little closer to the starting point, and once this point is reached, a new cycle begins. So because you guys closed off an old cycle with your mutual healing, this new incarnation of your relationship is about to begin. A new cycle begins and the journey continues. There's no end without a new beginning. And the affirmation here is, nothing is missing. Things simply change form. My life is forever transforming to have a greater love. The earth and I are one. I am forever protected and guided by love spiritually. There is neither beginning nor end. So if you perceive, or if your person has perceived that your relationship has come to an end, it has not. It is just changing form. The old paradigm was dysfunctional, it's outdated. Both of you guys have changed, and there's something new that is landing because both of you have done the work. Okay? All right. So if you're able, join me in the extended. We'll go into the vibes bag. If not, I'll be ever grateful for your likes. Please subscribe to the channel. Please put a comment down below. Just listen, you don't have to write a paragraph. Put an emoji, put a full stop. The algorithm doesn't care. Okay? It all helps the video circulate and reach the people who need to get these messages. And certainly it's a beautiful energy exchange for me as well. All right? Guys, thank you for listening. Take care. Bye. Hey, pal, too. Welcome to your reading. And today we're asking, what have they realized about you and this connection? What have they realized about themselves? Okay, but before we get into that, we're gonna get some significators for your person's energy. Now in the extended, we're going to go into the vibes bag. Okay, and in the vibes bag, we're gonna look through the story cubes, and just basically these things, these through the story cubes. We're gonna see what your person wants you to know right now. We're gonna get some 3D messages from your person. I have Scrabble tiles and charms in there that we're also going to read, and then we will go into Magic Calabash and see which passed on loved one wants to come through with a message. Now, the person that might come through might be the spirit of someone who is alive, so we have to open ourselves to that as well. So let's get into this. We are going to begin by getting some significators for a person. To get a significator for their energy generally, we will go into the healing cards, the conspiracy deck by Chuck Spezzano, and then to get a significator for you, we will go into the Symbolon oracle deck and get that significator. So this is the healing cards, the conspiracy deck. Underneath the deck, we have Sanctuary. Okay, so this person's been doing a lot of healing. I'm really trying to cultivate a lot of stability within themselves. I think it's someone who would have previously searched outside of themselves for, to feel secure, to feel loved, but now they're focusing on cultivating that inner approval of self, that self-worth. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Them loving themselves is making them feel more empowered and more connected. Yeah, more connected to their emotional body. All right, let's get a significator for the energy generally. We have guilt. Okay. So this person has recently experienced a big awakening. Now, sometimes we go through series of awakening, like small little awakenings, and we make up by increments. But it feels like there was like this massive push recently, and your person had this very powerful awakening. And what this awakening did was make this person see themselves and their actions. And what they saw made them put themselves into the naughty corner. So this is someone who at this time is embodying the energy of self-punishment. Okay. They might be experiencing a lot of difficulties in their life, a lot of hardship, but they think that they deserve because it is their karma. Um, what awakening does, it gives you a keen sense of justice. I would say that. A keen sense of justice. And sometimes we use that keen sense of justice and what is fair. We use that keen sense of justice to sometimes persecute ourselves. Okay? Judge ourselves very, very harshly. Very, very harshly. And this is what this person is doing. When they look back on the past and they see how their defenses and their defensiveness and their armor and their hypervigilance has affected people in their lives, has affected you, has affected people at work, has affected their family members, they are just shattered. They're shattered by what they're seeing. When you look over the battlefield and then it's the end of the battle, right? And maybe you've won, But when you look at the battlefield and you see the carnage, then you finally see the cost of winning. And I think that's what your person's seeing. They're seeing the cost of winning, right? Because maybe that's what this person was focused on. Always coming out, having the upper hand, right? And when they look back and they see what the path that they cut and the people that they cut and hurt to get there, they put themselves in timeout. So they don't need anyone to tell them how naughty they've been. They're fully aware, right? They're fully aware, but it feels like it's an overcorrection. And they have gone into that energy of guilt. And as I always say, guilt always comes with blame and shame. And blame and shame and guilt, when we look at the emotional spiral, and you can look it up, it's one of or some of the more denser energies that we will encounter. In fact, it's right down there with unaliving yourself. So this is where they are at. Okay, so it feels kind of dark night of the soul-y because you descend into this darkness. Okay, there's a low vibration, and through that descent into low vibration, you get a lot of illumination, right? But they're not seeing the wisdom of what happened yet. They're still there in that energy of self-punishment because this is who they were. Right? Maybe some of you might pick up on messages in pile number 1 because it is the energy of the puppet master, the energy vampire that I also picked up over there. Okay, the trickster. Okay, always trying to get one up on everybody else. The slayer of hand. The kind of con man energy, right? So definitely watch pile 1, it looks like. Definitely that con man energy. But it feels like this con man is going through a transformation. We see fire here, and fire is always about purification. So they're going through this purification. But before, you were dealing with a con man, a con artist. The energy towards you, right? So this kind of Casanova kind of image, kind of swami. Smooth operator. May see, look at them now, burdened by it all, burdened by what they've done, burdened by the baggage of the past. They think that they have been relegated to, or you have relegated them to Siberia. Or we say that when somebody has been ostracized or cast out, but they are feeling your absence and they may be feeling your judgment as well, and they are already punishing themselves for it. Look at what he's choosing. It's already a hard road to walk, and look at what he's choosing to tote up that mountain, right? So this feels like penance. Okay, what do they call it now though? Medjugorje. You know Medjugorje before, maybe they still call it Medjugorje. You know they have that big stony mountain where they have the stations of the cross, and you would see women, mainly women, crawling on their hands and knees up that stony mountain, asking for miracles and repentance and all of that. It feels like that same energy. It feels like that same energy. This is someone who wants to be forgiven. This is someone who wants to be absolved. This is what they want. They want absolution. They want your forgiveness. This is what they want. They want your forgiveness. They're sorry. Okay. Let's get into, before we get into what have they realized, let's look at their thoughts and feelings for you at this time. Let us go. I'll put this green butterfly here because this person needs a lot of love at this time, because it's going to be a task for them to forgive themselves for what they've done. Let's see their thoughts. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So maybe you cut this person out of your life. Or maybe you set a very harsh boundary with this person. Okay? Because it feels like this person, they were the king or queen or they of lies. They were never authentic to you. There was always something hidden, always some kind of ulterior motive with this person. Just really cold and ruthless. Let's see. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Their thoughts about you at this time. Eight of Wands in reverse. Ten of Pentacles. And Seven of Swords in reverse. What are they thinking? They think that you've basically said fuck it and you're gone. They think that you have given up on this connection. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Nine of Wands upright. You're still fighting for it. You're still holding on. No matter the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, right? You're still holding on. You're still willing to give. It feels like they are saying that you're just like, no more. Fuck that. I'm not moving forward with this. This isn't going anywhere. There's no waste of my bloody time. And they think that you have basically right out into the sunset. You've ridden out into the sunset. That's what they're saying. Okay, you're no longer working on this. You're no longer fighting for this. You're no longer fighting for them because maybe you're doing it for a long time. And what this is doing is making them appreciate you and what you brought to the table. Maybe they asked you what you brought to the table. You know, that kind of snide manner. But now they're seeing exactly what you brought to the table. Right? And this has really hit them in the core. And because it's hit them in the core, they have been unmasked. They have really started to download the truth about who they are, about who you are. And they are done with the deception and lies, because deception and lies that got them into this pickle in the first place. So this is them stepping into integrity. Okay? So no more Mr. Con, man con, woman con, they. No more of that. All that player energy, they're done. They're done. Because all it did was create a bloody mess that they're trying to figure out how to clean up right now. They're seeing that you are Ten of Pentacles, everything they could have ever wanted and more. Generational happiness. They see that now, okay? But they feel like it's too little too late. They think that you're gone. They think that you're with somebody else. They think that you want nothing to do with them, nothing whatsoever. And this has been a rude and harsh awakening. Big reality check for your person. Let us look at their feelings. Underneath the deck, we have empowered. Okay, so they're stepping into their power. Okay, they realize that the ball right now is in their court. If they want you, they have to catch you. If they want you, they have to change. If they want you, they have to take action. What are their feelings? We have vulnerable. All right. So now that the facade, the ego has been stripped away, they are feeling vulnerable. They're feeling exposed. Okay, defenseless. They don't know what to do right now. Feeling kind of helpless, right? So all that bravado is gone, and beneath is what has always been there. This person who's been hurt, who feels vulnerable. How they're feeling. Feeling free. Or rather, they may be feeling that you feel you've freed yourself from this. That you're no longer in that codependent dynamic with them. Okay? You realize that you were keeping yourself back. You were keeping yourself in a cage, in a paradigm that didn't suit you. And they feel that you have freed yourself from that. The guilty comes again. Guilt is killing this person. Okay? When they think about reaching out to you, it's like a movie plays in their head about everything that they have done horrible to you. Okay? And they just can't face you right now. You know? All the fight in them is gone. It's gone. How they're feeling. We have resolving conflict. So they want to make peace with you. They want you guys to have a harmonious relationship. Again, certainly they want to mend this. Certainly they want to apologize. But right now they are in the energy of toxic shame. Right? And toxic shame, it really renders us immobile. Okay? When you think about facing what you've done, when you think about facing that person, and putting yourself at the mercy of anything that they might say, okay? When you look back on the past, you just cringe, you know? Your whole tummy just makes a flip-flop. That is what they feel. They just want to die with embarrassment right now. I can feel it in my tummy. They just want to die with embarrassment. It's just this cringe. It's small, very small feeling. All right. What have they realized about you and this connection? What have they realized? 10 of Wands. I think they realized that when you guys were together, or whatever you guys had, you were doing all the labor. You were carrying this relationship on your back. We have the 6 of Swords in reverse. They don't want you to go. We have the Lovers. And we have the Page of Swords. And you know the Page of Swords looks back in the past. All right, so this is what they're doing. They're looking back in the past and they're seeing that they did not treat you well, and that they carry a lot of blame for what happened in this connection. It feels like they hurt you And in hurting you, they sabotaged and hurt themselves and hurt this relationship. And it's coming at a time when they're also realizing that you are the one. They can't deny, they can't ignore it anymore. This awakening is making them see things from a higher perspective. And what they're seeing, they're not happy about, they don't like, right? So they feel like they have lost you. And just when they are waking up, but I feel like they're waking up because they've lost you, or because they think that they've lost you, or you set some kind of harsh boundary. But I think that if you had not done that, you see, if you hadn't changed, they would not have changed either. They would have gone on doing the same thing that they were doing all the time because they were having their cake and eating it too. But because you changed and you're no longer dealing with their bullshit, you just like pull the safety net out from under them, and this is what's causing this big awakening and all these epiphanies right now. What have they realized about themselves? We have the Two of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Five of Swords and Two of Swords. The Seven of Swords coming out again. We have the Emperor in reverse. And we have the King of Wands in reverse. And the King of Wands in reverse and the Emperor in reverse are very much like the same figure. They're not in control of self. They are philanderers. They are power hungry. The King of Wands in particular in reverse, he is a warmonger. Okay, they don't care about anybody except themselves and amassing power and wealth because this is their identity, right? This is what makes them feel good about themselves. So what they're realizing that a lot of the conflict that arose in this relationship is because they were totally out of balance and they were in distorted masculine energy. This more distorted masculine energy is all about domination. It's not about power. It's about domination. It's about control. And it looks like they were playing mind games with you. They wanted to control you. And it's interesting that I spoke about the battlefield, because this is exactly the scene that we're seeing here. We've seen this person survey the battlefield. This was the cost. Your relationship, their need for control and dominance cost them their happiness. A chance to be truly happy, a chance to be truly loved, a chance to be truly understood. That was the cost. And that's what they realized. They were in distorted masculine energy. And this is how they were taught masculine energy operates. Right? So this is ancestral programming that we are seeing here. All right. So let's get some advice. We have eternal love, happiness, harmony, and fulfillment. So this is what they're realizing, that you are their eternal love. Okay? And it feels like, too little, too late, Too little, too late shall be the cry. We have attachment, letting go, restriction, and fear. Let's see what this is about. Card number 8. You believe that you are in a situation that you cannot free yourself from. Afraid to let go and walk away because of a deep sense of duty, commitment, or guilt. Interesting. Guilt again. So you too also feeling guilty perhaps. Perhaps you feel that you'll hurt or disappoint someone if you let go. Whatever the reason, you feel you have no choice but to stay where you are. The emotional attachment is great and the fear is overwhelming. The fact that you have picked this card today is no coincidence. The message is clear. You are being encouraged to face your fears. Do not listen to that fearful voice any longer. Beyond the fear is a space of love and light, which is guiding you and urging you to break free. Trust initially there will be some upheaval, but eventually all will turn out well for all concerned. You owe it to yourself and others. You deserve to feel light and free. Summon the power of love within you and ask it to guide you and give you the strength to do what you know is right. And if the affirmation here is, I'm free from all negative attachment. I'm guided by the power of love. I look beyond my fears and see why love, and see only love. I deserve to be happy and I choose to follow my heart. So Spirit is saying right now you have to take stock of this relationship. And if it's not meeting your needs, if it's not honoring you, then it's time to detach. But it doesn't just have to go for this relationship. It could be addictions and habits that you have that no longer serve your people in your life, that no longer serve you. Okay? So Spirit's asking you to detach from the things that are now obsolete, All right. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like, share. Please put a comment down below. It can be an emoji, it can be a full stop. It all helps. If you're able to interact with any of the ads that may have played during this reading, that's also beautiful exchange for me as well. So on to the extended, if you can join me. Otherwise, take care. Bye. Hey, Pal 3. If you chose the Chrysalis Tarot, and incidentally, this beautiful, I call it carnival butterfly, this is going to be your reading. So today we are looking at what have they realized. We're going to look at what have they realized about you and this connection. What have they realized about themselves, which I think is quite frankly more important, because that ability to be reflexive really powers a lot of growth. And once they are growing, then their approach to relationships and people is also shifting as well. Before we get into that, we're going to get some significators for your person's energy. We're going to look at their thoughts and feelings for you, and then we're going to what have they realized. In the extended, we have the vibes bag. They have story cubes. They have charms. We're going to go into the magic calabash and see who's crossed over that wants to bring you a message. We're going to get some 3D messages from them. It's all in there if you can join us. But before we get into that, let us get into today's reading. So the first thing we're going to do is create a baseline, and we're going to look at what is your person's energy generally, right? That general vibration. And for this, I'll be using one of my favorite decks. Oh gosh, I have too many favorite decks, really. The Healing Cards by Chuck Spizzano, but he's one of my favorite authors for oracle decks. Anyways, beautiful blessings, and they're realizing that I think your person is one of those, or used to be, one of those glasses are half empty kind of people, right? So, however they look at life, their vision is always skewed. They walk into a room and they can see what's wrong, but they can never see what's right. They can look at people and see what's wrong, but they can't see what's right? So they always focus on how people are not compatible rather than the compatibilities that you can possibly build on, right? So this person, because they're seeing the blessing in everything now, and they're seeing happiness all around them now, and they're seeing love all around them now, and they're seeing spirit all around them now, this is causing a lot of transformation. Or maybe it's because they've transformed that they can do this, right? It is quite possible, because we have a card number 58 that reduces to 13, which is death and transformation. And then 58 is the energy of 5, which is a hierophant, which is learning a spiritual lesson. And then the energy of 8, which is empowerment. So it's empowerment that comes from learning a spiritual lesson. So it feels like because they have transformed, because they've gone through this process of metamorphosis, they're now able to appreciate what is beautiful around them. And that empowers even more growth than before. So this is such beautiful energy to be the underlying energy. This is someone who is counting their blessings instead of complaining about what they don't have. All right, the energy generally. We have relationships, and it's the energy of 37, which reduced to 10, which is endings, but also it reduced to 1, which is new beginnings. So I feel like something that they were deeply emotionally attached to had to end to really catalyze their transformation. It could be that their relationship dynamic with you changed. It could be they may have had a job loss. Okay, they may have had a loss in the family, but it looks like there's something profound that changed within them, that changed externally, and that caused a change within. And I think what is ending is their views on relationships. This is someone who had a very pessimistic view of relationships. They had a pessimistic view of life. This is a cynic, okay, or former cynic, right? And it feels like because they went through a lot of trauma in childhood, we have a nuclear family here. They had some weird views on relationships and connections. Like, it's going to die at some point anyway. Why bother? They're just going to abandon me, or they're just going to cheat on me, so I will cheat on them first. They're going to reject me, so I'm going to reject them first. That it's that kind of thing. So I think because your person had so much anxiety over what could possibly happen in a relationship, that they may have wittingly and unwittingly manifested a lot of those situations in their life, right? Because whatever we are vibrating in is what we are going to attract. So because they were vibrating in this cynicism, then they would attract more experiences to bolster that baseline argument, that foundation argument. So you're always collecting remember, we are all social scientists, right? So we're always collecting data to support our initial hypothesis. And sometimes they kind of get a data bias, right? So this person had a data bias. So because you're already in that vibration, you're only going to notice things that correspond to your worldview and correspond to your hypothesis. And anything that doesn't correspond, well, you pretend that you don't see it. So this is what happened with your person. So because they had a lot of negative views about relationships, then of course when they scan their world, they will only see negativity. And then of course that bolsters their initial hypothesis, and then it strengthens the argument. Okay? So this is what's happening. What is changing is this initial hypothesis. Right? This initial problem statement is what is changing. And that's what's causing all this transformation in their life. Now let's look at their energy towards you. So your person might be actually a researcher, but as I said, we are all researchers, but I'm talking about formally, they might be a researcher, scientist, maybe someone who's better placed in a lab than interacting with people. Their energy towards you, self-pity, feeling sad, feeling kind of handicapped, because I think at one point you were their crutch. You held them up, you supported them. They may have used you like supply, just to get by. Because if you look around, your person's world was dark and barren. So it feels like you brought a lot of love, light into their life. So when you may have pulled back or set a boundary, um, I think they may have really felt that. They may have really felt that. I also feel like, they feel like they've shot themselves in the foot, by the way that they may have navigated your relationship and how they treated you, their energy towards you. So we have master and student. So this person respects you deeply, okay? And that's a lot coming from this person, right? And what you may not know is that they are inspired by you. And what they're inspired to do is to pursue their craft. This is what I'm getting. Your person has some sort of talent, okay? Or your person has some sort of passion that they may have put aside to pursue the material world, because the material world is more predictable than these more ethereal things. So under your tutelage, inspired by you, they are working on their craft. They're working on themselves. I also get a kind of Eight of Pentacles vibes from this, because it's someone hard at work, right? An Eight of Pentacles vibe is about putting in the work, especially on yourself in your relationships. Now, I also see this person, their back is against a tree, so they're being supported by that tree. So, I feel like they are also supported, or rather, you as a choice for them is supported by the ancestors, because trees mean ancestors for me. I'm also getting that their spirit guides, ancestors, are also advising them, and they might be receiving messages that they need to work on this relationship, but that they also need to work on themselves, especially work on grounding themselves. This is someone who might be very temperamental, they're quick to fly off the handle. So I feel like if they do have an anger issue, this is something that they are working on. And this is something that they might be transmuting by creating some kind of labor of love, some kind of passion project that they are involved in right now, but they are inspired by you to do this. You have inspired an awakening, you have inspired a shift in this person, and the way that they approach life. Okay, so you've been a massive part of their growth, their spiritual growth and otherwise. Okay, and they are hard at work. This is not someone who is being complacent, and this time there's someone who is hard at work. All right, let's look at their thoughts with regard to you and this connection, and then we look at their feelings, and then we're going to look at the whole, what have they realized. So at the end of this reading, the public reading, you're going to get a pretty comprehensive view of how your person is looking at and analyzing. I really feel this person is very cerebral, analyzing this relationship. All right, we have Kali in reverse. I think it's this death card. No, this is a tower in reverse. I think your person may have putting up a resistance. They may have put up a lot of resistance against you, and this connection here. But I feel that this is something that is changing. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. What are their thoughts about you? Whoa. That really jumped out. We have the Six of Wands. This is victory, but it could also be ego. Huh? So we got to see the cards that support it. We have the Four of Wands. Okay. I think that's a card of victory. How are they looking at this relationship? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And that's my card of paranoia. The neurotic. That's Virgo, and it's one of its negative aspects. And we have Five of Wands. Ooh, okay. How are they seeing this relationship? How are they seeing you at this time? Well, this person has identified you as could be a high level soulmate, could be a twin flame because we do have the 4 of Wands there. So either way, they see you as husband, wifey, spouse, partner material. Okay? Take it as it resonates. They see you as partner material. Okay? And they feel like with you, they can have a very successful life, and you guys can have a very successful, very stable. And I feel like stability for this person is something quite rare, right? Because they themselves were unstable in the past. If you are unstable inside, you can't have a stable relationship with anybody, right? You don't have a stable relationship with yourself. So I feel like now that they are changing and now they're appreciating what you were offering, because I feel like this is someone that was addicted to drama. They're addicted to drama. They have conflict inside, so therefore they're addicted to conflict outside. But now that they're changing, they're appreciating what you are offering now. Maybe in the past, stability to them meant boring. You know what I mean? But now stability to them means security, love, okay? Safety, comfort. And this is something that they're appreciating. Now, they're worried. What are they worried about? Well, they're worried that you have somebody else, that they have a competitor. We have the 5 of Wands here, right? They're worried that they have a competitor. It might be that they might be somebody else, and they might be worried about what that person is going to do if they left that relationship, if they made a move towards you. Okay, so as much as their heart is filled with all this newfound love, because it is newfound, I think this, what they're feeling for you right now, this, it's a newfound appreciation. They might have acknowledged that they liked you, maybe a kind of lovey-dovey puppy love kind of thing going on. They may have acknowledged, but this is someone who truly appreciates the essence of who you are. And that's a deeper level of love, right? And I think, and I'm sorry if this triggers you, I only think they're only now getting there. So if they were telling you crap in the past, trust me, they were just giving you lip service. I think this person is only now beginning to truly appreciate you, because it's only now that they're going through this transformation. So they're worried. They're worried that somebody's going to come and snap you up, because they see now that you're a prize. You're a prize. They see your value now. Because people value different things at different times, right? So when you're younger, maybe you like drama. All the drama with all the highs and lows, the roller coaster. But as you mature and you grow, what you want out of a relationship and life, it definitely changes, right? Well, for people who are growing anyway, it changes and you value different things. And it says here, confronting people who hurt you. So I feel like part of your person's growth path right now might be confronting the past and the initial trauma. So we're talking about looking at their nuclear family. If there was a nuclear family, your person could have grown up in foster care, right? Which adds a whole new layer of, dynamism to everything, right? The ability to trust others, the ability to truly be intimate with other people, and of course, perhaps abandonment issues, that kind of thing. So they're confronting the past, confronting their pain. How they're feeling about you. We have resentful. Why? Let's pull some of the cards and find out why they're resentful. Maybe they think that you resent them, huh? We have longing. Look at this one. In my country, we call it tabanka. It's not just heartbreak, but it's kind of like a pining away. Where you can even lose your mind. That's what tabanka means in my country. We have regretful. Listen, I think they think that you resent them, I think so. And they don't know like how to pick up the pieces and really nurture this relationship and bring you guys back to the place of intimacy that they want to take this connection right now. I think they think that you are guarded against them. You see, look at the hands folded in front of the body. They think that if they come forward, you might give them a piece of your fucking mind, right? Because it feels like they might have done the most, guys. They might have done the most. So they really regret mishandling you. We have here choosing among several options. So this person could have somebody else, and they could have somebody else, and they could also be asking, okay, if I leave it somebody else, will pile 3 still want me? But they shouldn't base their decision on whether you still want them. They should base their decision on whether leaving this other relationship that they're in is going to be beneficial for them, regardless of what might happen between you guys. Okay, so if that relationship is working for them and they feel absolutely happy, then they absolutely love that person, well, stay. But if it is that it's just something that is convenient, it's something that you feel guilty about letting go, then that might be a signal that it's time to move on, right? But right now they think that you resent them deep inside, and they long for things to be different. I think they also long to have, they often wish that they had done things differently, that they had made different choices. Okay, all right, let's look at what have they realized now. What have they realized about you and this connection? We have the companion, King of Wands. I tell you, they think that you're partner material. We have the Sojourner, King of Cups in reverse, and that's the covert narcissist. We have the Four of Cups in reverse, and that's about our insecurities and fears. And we have the Eight of Cups. All right, what have they realized? Well, they realized that whilst you were busy trying to be a companion, a friend, a lover, trying to be stable in this person's life, they were busy trying to manipulate your ass. That's what they were busy doing, because this is what the King of Cups does. King of Cups in reverse does, right? Remember, this is a negative aspect of Scorpio. I ain't nothing worse than an unevolved Scorpio. I can tell you right now, I grew up with 2 Scorpios in my house. Okay, I know what it is like. There's nothing worse than an unevolved Scorpio, because they're naturally perceptive, and when they are using that perception for ill, it's a hell of a thing. It's a master manipulator you're dealing with, right? They are born with a PhD in psychology from the moment they're born. They know all your weak spots. They know how to piss you off. There's only one person in the world that can make me angry or push me into rage, and that is my little brother. Right? I mean, he's changing now. He's gradually evolving, right? But when we were young, oh my goodness. I tell you, this boy at 3 years old just knew how to push on your buttons, right? So this is what this person was doing, pushing your buttons, gaslighting you, emotionally manipulating you, whilst you were there just out of the goodness of your heart, trying to be this companion to them. And the reason why they were doing that is because they have a lot of insecurities. They don't think that they can be a good partner. They don't think that they could sustain a relationship. So they think at some point you are going to get absolutely bored with them and you're going to leave, or you're going to find somebody else, or, So to keep you at bay, that's the kind of shit that they were doing. So they could even, unevolved Scorpios jealous as fuck. So they could have even been jealous and, paranoid, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. Okay. And if you walked away from this relationship, know that now they understand why. Because they realize that they really did the most to push you away. Anyways, But the most important thing is that they're walking away from this behavior and they are trying to be a better person. Okay? Now, when you watch general readings, Spirit is going to show us the dominant energies. So if you're not seeing this shift in your person, stay far because they might be still in this narcissistic energy. So there's a message here for you, but it might not be this message, right? So I don't want you to stay or linger in an abusive relationship because you think this is your message. You have to put on your discernment cap and realize which message is for you. Okay, because this energy here, this unevolved Scorpio energy, can be very, very abusive. So if your person is abusive, just stay far. Allow them to go through this transformation process. And you don't listen to what they're saying. Look at what they're doing. Okay? What have they realized about self? I think we got some of that there. But what have they realized about self? We have the Weaver in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Queen of Swords is the harsh energy, very emasculating, very bitter. Okay, could be somebody that curses a lot, but it's somebody who is verbally abusive. It's also someone kind of devoid of emotion or really disconnected from themselves. I mean, so too King of Cups reverse. 9 of Wands in reverse, not making the effort. So they realize that in their relationships, they don't make the effort, right? They allow the other person to give their all and they don't give shit back. Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is a child that never had a really stable environment. So it goes back to this family of their origin. And then we have Belladonna, the devil. And this about all addictions or fears or dysfunction. Okay, so I feel like a person has been looking in the mirror, right? Life has come kind of full circle for a person. They're looking in the mirror now. And they are realizing that, whilst they had all these horrible experiences in relationships and families, even in their jobs, right? And whilst they thought it was the other person, because with these kind of people, it's always the other person. It's never their fault, right? Whilst they thought it was the other person, they're realizing it was really them. It was really them. And there's something coming through about an abandonment by a mother here, or an emasculating mother, a mother in distorted masculine energy. That's a pretty harsh energy to grow up with. And when we grow up with that, we feel disempowered. So sometimes to make ourselves feel powerful, we might withhold from others. We might try to control others. And I think that's what your person was attempting to do with you. And I think they're realizing that now. So what are they realizing about self? They're realizing the source of their pain. They're realizing why they did the things that they did. Right? I don't think this is someone who had the ability to introspect before. It was always somebody else's fault, and they were always the victim. Underneath the deck, we have the Sacred Heart, passion, love, and spiritual communion. And I feel this is what they feel with you. And this could be the ultimate expression or incarnation of this relationship. Okay? But it requires work by both of you guys. And the work is infinite. It never stops, But at least you have tools now. And we have Sacred Mother Earth, a message of love. Let's see what that message of love is. Card number 42, which is 6, which is the Lovers. Sacred Mother Earth, beautiful card. And it says, we travel the endless corridors of our mind until one day we find a pathway that leads us to our heart. Who you are truly has nothing to do with your personality, your achievements, successes, or failures. And I think this is something that your person is coming to as well. The you think you are is an actor, playing a role that your soul has chosen. The essence of you is soul, light, with no beginning or end. You are an eternal spark of pure creativity, unlimited potential, and yearns to be expressed and fulfilled. Your potential is your destiny. It awaits your call. Trust your heart and apply its love and wisdom to all that you do. In this way, all you create or all you do will be a true expression of your soul. It is through expressing your truth that you create things of lasting value. Be true to you. And the affirmation here is, I am in essence light. I am in essence soul. I am pure creative potential. I am guided by my heart. I apply love and wisdom to all I say or do. So as this person grows into authenticity, because that's what they're doing, and they're inspired by your authenticity to do so, Spirit is also saying that you need to be focused on what is authentic to you. Don't worry about what this person is doing. Whatever decision you decide to take, whether it's about this relationship or something else, make sure it aligns with what is authentically you and what you truly, truly, truly want. Not what you can have in this moment, but what you truly, truly want. Because maybe in this moment, what you can have with this person, a situationship, and you may not want that. So spirits are saying align to exactly what you truly want. So if this person can only offer a situationship, then disconnect. You're out. Okay? Because if you accept that, that is all they will give. Alright, my love, so that was your reading. If you can join me in the extended, and we go through the vibes bag, okay? Please like, share, please subscribe, if you can. Put a comment down below. It can be an emoji, it can be a full stop. The algorithm doesn't care, but it does help this video circulate and get to the persons who need this message, okay? If you're also able to interact with any of the ads that may have played during this message, that's also beautiful energy exchange for me. And every relationship requires this energy exchange. And I think this is what your person is coming to. They can't just rock back and expect their partners to do all the emotional labor and the heavy lifting in the relationship. There's always the give and the take, the ebb and the flow. There's always an energy exchange, okay? All right, my love. Take care.